Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Plant Based with Nicole. I'm your host, Nicolershaeholiday, also known as Plant Based Nicolershaeholiday. Today, I will be interviewing Baba Ewan, who's been vegan for 30 years. Wow, 30 years. For the last 5 years, he was eating like 98% raw, and now he has transitioned to fully raw the last year. So I'm excited to talk to him. He is a priest of holistic health. Health and beauty is his true priesthood, a mystery of healing the mind, body, and spirit of individuals. So I will be talking to him about his journey, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you so much for joining me today. And without further ado, let's bring on Baba. Thank you so much, Baba, for coming on today. I'm really loving your energy and you're just something. I feel something.
Nice, thank you.
And don't trip if you see me eating these tangerines because this is my snack time, so I'm a little hungry.
You know what? It's all good because I was at the farmer's market and all I had to eat today was seeded grapes because I wanted to be light for this
Oh,
interview.
oh, I love that.
Yes.
That.
Or
I like
chat.
that.
Not
Yeah,
interview, chat, right? Yeah.
yeah, that's what's up. So that's all you had today was just some seeded grapes.
Just about maybe, I had a whole lot of seeded grapes, maybe 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds.
Wow. And what time is
Yeah.
it? What time is it where you are right now?
Well, we are about 3:05 right now. I'm in California.
Oh, you're in California too. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes.
you're PST.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I thought you were like EST or something. So you're the
No, I
same.
am in Ojai, beautiful Ojai, the Portal, California, the land of the Chumash divine beings.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much for coming on my platform today. I love your I just love you. I love your content and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your aura?
Oh.
It's something, yeah, it's all in the fact that I guess you are into holistic health and you're like
Mhm.
a priest of holistic health, and I guess it just comes through you. It shows.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, we're reflections of each other. So what you see in me or I see in you, it's really what is in us.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, let me chew this real quick.
Take your time.
So anyway, okay, so let's get into first let me do a little icebreaker. I
Hmm.
have 6 questions, but this is a speed question game. So you have to answer them quickly.
Okay.
You don't have time to think. You have to just
Okay. I'm
okay.
game.
Ready?
Yes.
Favorite fruit,
Oh, soursop.
favorite greens.
Dandelion.
What makes you happy?
Seeing other people joyful.
Who's your biggest inspiration?
My mother.
Wow. Do you prefer raw food or juicing?
Juicing.
What is the biggest message you want to leave today?
Reminding others of who they are.
I love it. I love it. Excellent. You passed the test. No. That was good. Okay, so let's get into the interview. So I definitely want to dive into the juice fasting that you just did a few months ago, but before I even get to that,
Hmm.
I want to go back a little bit. So
Yeah.
you have been vegan for 30 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, how old are you to have been vegan that long? Do you mind?
Well, I don't mind telling you, before I even answer that question, and it's something that I really want to leave with your viewers, that is
Mhm.
very important because it's not about, I'm a priest, so I study the ancient way of how to biohack, right? How to reverse aging, if we may. When we start talking about age,
Yes.
we age ourselves because
Mhm.
it's a ritual, right?
Hmm.
But I am 51 years young.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you better work it. Your skin is smooth like a baby's butt.
I work on it. I
Uh,
do. I work on it. I've been a makeup artist, a professional celebrity makeup artist
Shut up.
for years in New York in the fashion industry. And I always teach my celebrity clients, please, when before any major fashion shows or movie shoots or whatever it is, please, even if you're not eating vegan foods, have a plant-based. Make sure that most of your food is coming from the plant kingdom. That is going to give you that radiant glow.
Yes, and you
Mhm.
definitely have a glow. Every time I look at all your pictures, I'm like, man, you just look like you just breathe air all day and just your skin is just I don't know, it's very bright and it's just clear and it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. To be honest, I do have good genetics, but I work on it, you know? I work. We're living in a place that we have to work for what it is that we need in this country, right? It's a beautiful country, but what they're doing to the foods and the water, we have to work for our health, right? We really have to work for it. So it's what do you call it? The cherry and the vegan cake, you
Yeah.
know? A beautiful skin. When you
Hmm.
want optimum health, these
Hmm.
are the luxurious, healthy, silky hair, and the beautiful skin comes with that.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that. By the way, do you mind, what's your ethnic background?
Well, I am Scottish, Indian, Jamaican.
Wow, that's
Yes.
dope. Nice combination.
I know, huh?
And do you live in LA?
I
No, no,
do.
no, no. You said you live in what did you call it?
In Hohai, it's about an hour and a half from LA.
Okay, okay. Nice.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So 30 years ago, you were 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What made you go vegan? Like that's young. Nobody's thinking about being a vegan when they're in their 20s. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody cares about health when they're in their 20s. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
what made you go vegan?
Well, I was born in Jamaica as a country boy, really country, beautiful panoramic country life. My grandfather and grandmother, they were herbalists and farmers, and they were also shamans and seers. So I grew up with Rastafarian uncles and aunties, and I grew up in what you call a ital way of living. So we ate from the land. Everything came from the land.
Wow.
Um, we would have fish, but it's every now and then. Meat, maybe once a month or
Mm.
so. It wasn't a big thing to us. It it was always fruits and vegetables based. My grandmother put that in me, that vegetable, vegetable, vegetable. Now, one day I heard my grandfather said to me, if you eat this, you will have beautiful skin. And a
Mhm.
light bulb went off because I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in beauty and fashion. Since I was 4 years old, I knew that.
Yes.
And when he said that to me, that if you eat this, you will have beautiful skin. Or if you do the detox, every weekend we would do a detox. So,
Oh.
but they don't call it detox, it's called wash out. Any Caribbean
Mhm.
or African people know that it's a washout, or Southern people, right? So
Yeah.
you're washing out every weekend, you're washing out the system, resetting the system.
I love it.
And when he told me that, I was like, you do not need to convince me anymore. And
Say
so
less.
I
Say less.
say less. And so looked at my grandfather, who was like 105, and his skin.
What?
And yes, yes, at that time, his skin.
Wow.
My grandmother, who was 103 weeks when she made her transition as well, and their
Wow.
skin. And I was just like, ain't no way I'm going to do certain things that is going to block my energy. And so I grew up in New York. And growing up
Mm.
in New York, we had a very good farmers market as well. So I would go to the farmers market, and I would, I'm in beauty, and I want to make sure that it's not my makeup kit that makes me look good, or skincare. I wanted
I
to
know
make
that's right.
sure that food is my skincare and skincare is my food.
You
It's
better, bitch. Let me get my shoe and throw it at you. You better preach. Man,
it's
that's dope. I love that. That's what's up.
Mhm.
Yes. And you did a good job because your skin is skinning.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So let's fast forward. Okay, so you've been
Mhm.
vegan for 30 years. Now you 5 years ago, you kind of went high raw, like 98%. You were doing that.
Yes. Yes.
And then you recently or a year ago, you went fully raw.
Yes.
What made you end up going fully raw?
Actually, I went fully raw about 5 years ago as well. And I'm going to
Mhm.
tell you why. And this is something that I don't ever, I'm getting chills even talking about it because
Oh wow.
this is not something that I talk about because, whew, it's
Oh
not,
Lord. Don't make me
yes,
cry now.
yeah, it's not, as a priest, I'm the one who is helping others through their healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
But I 5 years ago, so to speak, I lived in Hollywood in LA. A celebrity makeup artist. I'm traveling the world. I'm doing all these major photo shoots and magazines and just name it, right? I'm
Mhm.
working with celebrities and I was supposed to sign a contract and the contract was simply I can't say the name of the company because I'm still under
Yeah.
contract, basically. Huge contract, multi six figure
Mm.
to travel the world and share
Wow.
their brands with people all over the world. I went to the dentist and I got really sick from I had a root canal and the solution went to my lungs and five
Oh
days
my.
later I went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, I'm very spiritual. I grew up that way. I am a shaman. I know my gift, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
started to pray and I prayed and I prayed and I heard the voice of the Most High, God, whatever name we want to call it, right? I heard the voice of the Most High said, if you don't leave here today, you're not leaving out here alive.
Mm.
And I got up and I started to invocate. I started to
Mm.
move around. The doctor came to me that night and told me, and you ready for this? He said to me, the test showed that I had HIV and cancer.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God.
And I looked at him and I said, the God that I served will never let that happen to me.
Wow.
And I I took myself out of the hospital and I went home and I was very weak. And I
Mm.
started to do, I said, I know what to do. I know what to do. And I just got the upload, the download, and Spirit says, shut the system off. I
Mm.
heard my ancestors talking to me, drink only juices
Mm.
and eat no cooked food.
Mm.
And I did that and I called and I got Dr. CB's information and I got all of his herbal tonics. I went back to the doctor and about a couple of days later, I went to the doctor. I was still weak, still, on my healing journey. The doctor
Mm.
said, you were right. Never take chemotherapy because they misdiagnosed you.
Meaning you didn't have cancer?
I no cancer, no HIV.
So they told you you had cancer and HIV and you didn't?
I did not. We know
What?
why. We know why, right?
Wow.
We know why. Big pharma making money, all of that stuff. And the doctor that I went to was a private doctor, and she broke down. It was a beautiful African American, indigenous American, let's say, woman. And she looked at me and she said, you have no such thing. We just
Mm.
tested you. You have none of those things that they told you. And you were right to, follow your intuition and your
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
And that moment, I never ask why this is happening to me. I ask, why is it happening for me?
Mm.
I would get up every day at 3 a.m. and I would meditate and pray and I would do my yoga. Remember, I'm still weak, I'm still getting myself together. And I said to the divine, I said, look, I can't make a deal with you, but whatever it is that you need from me, let me know now. And Spirit says, you're no longer a makeup artist. You're going to heal my children. You're going to
Wow.
fully go into this. And that's when the journey started.
Wow.
That's when I took my priestly duty really seriously and
Mhm.
sharing with others, not preaching, but
Mhm.
really, really going in and being adamant about who is around me and what they're eating and start sharing and never being afraid of really. It was never about just beautiful skin anymore or
Mhm.
luxurious hair. It was so much deeper than that because I've been through it.
Yeah. And now you accepted your calling and doing
I
what God's
did.
telling you. Yeah. So I
Yes.
when you had the root canal, you said the solution went in your
My
what
lungs.
what happened? What were your symptoms like? And by going to the fully juices and the raw, that helped heal the symptoms of what you were dealing with?
Instantaneously.
What were the
Instantaneously.
symptoms? What happened to you?
Listen, I got, because of the medication that they were giving me,
Uh-huh.
I got very weak.
Oh my,
I got so skinny, like bone skinny. And I'm a
wow.
thin guy already,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I got bone skinny, very weak, gone. Like I'm not there. I'm not there.
mm,
And just very weak, very,
yeah,
very weak. And my breathing, I had to learn how to breathe again, all of that
yeah.
stuff. So it was, remember, they had to pull the fluid out of my lungs,
Mm,
literally go in my back and pull fluid out of my lungs. And when I went through all of those processes, I realized that I am my healer right now. And the only thing that is going to help me is to shut down my system, starve all these toxic thing that is going on in the body and the parasites, and get back into a whole plant-based or ITAL lifestyle. So
yeah.
only green juices and fruits. That
At
and
that time? At that
at that
time?
time,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yes, at that time, and when I tell you, and I saw, and the doctors, they were shocked when they told me that you're going to take about 2 years in less than, let me see, 3 weeks. I was i was feeling good. I was doing yoga, not as much as I would want to, but I was doing my breath work. I went so deep into the whole healing, ancient healing modality of what I saw my Indian grandmother, what she taught me about yoga,
Mhm.
and breath work. And my other grandmother, who is a beautiful Jamaican woman, she's the food guru. She's the one that taught me about the greens
Yeah.
and, eating the dandelion and the watercress and the fruits. And that's what I went back to. And that really helped me heal. And can I say that I feel today much better than when I was maybe 20 or even 16?
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, so you went raw back then to heal, and
Mhm.
then after you healed yourself, you kind of just went high raw.
Yes.
Right? So what
Yes.
made you a year ago decide to go fully raw again?
You know, what happened as a priest, I work with the ancestors. And so sometimes they're talking to me. And, I'll have to have a steamed pumpkin if they want steamed pumpkin or plantain or something, right?
Mhm.
Traditional foods I have to give to them. So I have to taste it. And I'm working with people. No, I'm taking people through whether it's a mushroom ceremony or it's an ayahuasca ceremony. So sometimes when you're so fully raw, you're like jetting out of there. So you need something to ground you when you're doing spiritual work. You need
Mhm.
something to kind of bring you back to earth, to ground you. So for
Mhm.
me, that's the reason. But
Okay.
when I'm getting these downloads that something is about to happen, I just said to myself, you know what? I start telling my beautiful clients, my reflections, like, hey, you all need to do some detox. and you need
Mhm.
to start eating raw, and you need to start going on a fast, because you're messing with our food, and they're messing with our water, and they're going to start doing things, and we need to get ready. And I could not tell them to do these things, and I'm not doing even more than they are doing. So
Yeah.
I had to go deeper, and I had to shut down my old system. And I said, I am going to go on 51 days of just juicing, and I'm going to eat. When I'm finished with that, I'm going to do all raw. And that's since 20 2020, to be honest. That's when I'm going deeper and deeper into my fasting, my water fasting, my juice fasting. So for
Mhm.
me, it is so much more, because I have to work with these clients, and I have to put them on detox. And every
Yeah.
time they would come and they said, your skin or your energy, and I just want to go deeper and deeper and
Mhm.
deeper. So they know that they're supported, they're not alone. So when
Yeah.
I go deeper, they go deeper, you
Yeah.
know? Yes,
You can relate better, and you could teach when you've done it yourself. So
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
speaking of the 51-day cleanse, or sorry, 51 days of juicing, when was
Mhm.
that, and why did you do a juice fast? And talk about the benefits you've had during that when you did that.
Well, this was like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, that was recent.
Yeah. And the benefits, oh, I'm getting chills. Even the
Mm,
benefits, I I felt no inflammation in my body. I'm a yogi. I'm doing sometimes 2.5 hours of yoga.
really?
I'm a deep yogi. Like, I get up at 3 a.m. doing my meditation, and I'm telling you, I am not one of those people who just talk about it. I do it. I live it. I breathe it. I am it.
I
It's in
love
every fiber of my being, because I really love what I do,
it.
you know?
Hmm.
But I have gone through a lot of cleanses. I've gone through a lot of fast. But this 51 days, because of the intention that I had, it the clarity, the
Hmm.
radiance, the the downloads, the clarity of mind and spirit. I cannot if before you call me, I would know you're gonna call me.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
I normally would be like that before, but it was so clear.
Hmm.
Everything was so clear. And remind you, I was still going through ceremonies while I'm on the juice fast. I was still, so sometimes, because of the juice fast, and I'm on an ayahuasca ceremony. Normally, sometimes you're in for 6 hours, and I'm taking people through for 6 hours. I
Hmm.
could go for 18 hours and sleep 1 hour, and I'm good.
Wow.
I'm really good. And when you're doing yoga, sometimes you feel a little inflammation in the body, right? When you're
Hmm.
having some cooked food here and there, you feel the inflammation, because I'm doing yoga, so you feel it in your body. Honestly, the greatest thing, and this is no disrespect to my brothers and sisters who are on their vegan journey, but please put more raw foods in your lifestyle. Because
Yes.
when you eat more raw, you feel no pain. No pain. Whatever it is, that whether it's a flu, or your hips are hurting, or your knees are, whatever it is that I guarantee you this. Just eat raw for 3 days or 2 weeks, and you will see the difference. I guarantee you that one.
Feels great. Yes.
Yes.
What about, well, that's great. You had a lot of great benefits. Did you have
Mhm.
any detox during this 51 days?
I did. And I'm going to tell you. So before the 51 days, I did way more than 51 days, but I start counting at 51 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I d- we have a program here which is called the Lenifer Detox Program. So I have two teas that I put together, right? This is
Hmm.
from my grandfather, my grandmother, and my own studies being a priest. When I was in Egypt, I sat down in the temple and I wrote these things out, because I heard them speaking to me and said, it's time to give it to the clients. Now, I did 14 days of my personal detox teas. And then I
Oh.
I I I was drinking juices, just
Hmm.
juices, a lot before I really started to go deeper and deeper in, and I would eat fruits, and I saw the mucus plaque came out.
Oh Lord.
Yes, and I saw, and I passed, and worms.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, mucoid plaque, what did it look like? A big rubber thing or something? What?
Yes, mine wasn't so big because I've been doing this for so long. It wasn't so big, but I knew it was a little film inside of me that needed, like that was a residual that needed to be out.
What
So
is
it was.
tell people what mucoid plaque is.
So it's the buildup for all the years that we have been eating all of these toxic foods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or not just toxic food, but cooked food. So it's a buildup of mucus in the
Mm.
colon. And so it's been there. So just put it this way. If you're just washing your hair and you're just using just scrubbing your hair with water, it's gonna always have a buildup. But if you use a shampoo,
Mm-hmm.
to scrub the hair, the oil, the residue is going to be removed. It's the same thing that the juices or water, whatever it is that you choose, or raw food and fruits, it goes in and it acts like a buffer to take off the residual from the stomach, and so you feel lighter, you feel your gut biome healing, and you feel so much more energy because your gut is your first brain. Remember that.
Mm.
So if you are dead here and you're not healthy there, you're not going to be healthy there.
Now, does it come out and does it look like regular boo-boo? Like, what does it look like when it comes out? Like,
For me, it was a lot of water. A lot of water, like juice in, juice out, right? But
oh,
then when I looked at it, you could see it looked, in the South, where they would call the shitlings,
never
in the intestine of the animal that they would eat it in the South. The Southern beautiful people would eat it because that's all they had to eat back then when
oh,
they were prisoners of war, slaves, right? So they
oh
would have
my.
to eat that. It looks like an intestine. It looks
Oh,
like, I know.
I'm scared. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
well, I'm glad it came out, and I'm pretty sure you felt free. And you said you had worms. Now, are those parasites or is that different
Those
from?
were parasites. Yes.
And you saw them in the toilet?
I did. I looked at them. I stayed there. I looked at it and I took picture of it because I knew that was in my body from when I got sick.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons because I felt it. I felt it in my body. I am in tune with the body. And when I saw it, I said to myself, bingo, now I am truly on my healing journey because I
Yeah.
knew that they were there.
Wow. Ah,
Yeah.
I would freak out. Do they have little eyes and stuff? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure they do.
Y'all was eye to eye. Nah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing all of that.
Of course.
That's great that, this like that really took you up a notch with your healing and everything. So
Yes.
now you're not doing the juice cleanse right now. You're back to raw foods. What's
Mhm.
what's a day look like? Sorry, slow down, Nicole. What does the day look like for you to, as far as your eating? Now, I know today you only had grapes so far, but what's a regular day look like
Well,
from
I
the
only
morning till night?
I only eat once a day.
Oh my, really?
Yes, I think that we're overeating. We're eating too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not eat until past noon. And
Okay.
so my dinner is very early. My dinner sometimes is maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. Right? That's my heaviest meal, which is a salad.
Wow.
Yeah. I get up, I do my meditation, I do my invocation, and I have warm water with key lime. I do
Mm-hmm.
32 ounces of that. Then I do my yoga and trampoline, hiking, all of that stuff. And I'll sip on some water or whatever it else. But then I have a green juice, another 32 ounce or more of green juices or fruit juice, depending on what my body is feeling for. I may drink some herbal tea, some bush tea from Jamaica or Africa. I love my bush
Okay.
teas. Um, and then I will have, I'll have some fruits. But
Okay.
to say that I'm having a meal, I will definitely have like a good, nice salad. I do my best not to overeat because I think that we are eating too much and it ages you. Overeating really
Mm.
ages you. There's a lot of people in the raw vegan movement talking about calories. Our ancestors never talk about calories and all of these things. They just ate intuition. We have to go back to the ancient ways. Our ancestors, what it is that we're trying to be so Europeanized and we're trying to be like people. We're different. We need to study that. We're the same as human, but our body biome is different. Our melanin, you want to be charged, you really want to eat, take your shoes off, get outside, put your foot in Mother Earth, and go to the sun. You will be charged. I guarantee you this. You
Yeah.
don't need to eat as much. You just don't. If you are active like a weightlifter or something like that, it's different. But if we're not that, you don't need to have so many calories and all of these things. We need to the less you eat, the longer you live.
I'm working on it because I get hungry too much.
And
um,
it's okay. It's okay if it's okay, but the fact that you're having a tangerine or a fruit here and there,
yeah.
that's fine. But when people are trying to cram 5 meals into one, then something because our remember, we're very small intestine, right? So when you're
Hmm.
doing that, this is why a lot of people have gotten, all of these things. You are weighing down the body, not only the physical body, but the spiritual body as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So you when you say 1 meal a day, you don't mean that you only eat once. You might have 1 meal, but then you consume a juice and maybe some fruit. So they're
Absolutely.
like really light foods. So
Yes.
and you stop at 1:30 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
What time do you go to bed, and do you not eat anything else, or do you might or do you snack on fruits or something like that until bedtime or
Well, 6 o'clock, I will not eat.
okay.
I won't, if even maybe like 5 or 4 or so, I'll have a piece of fruit.
Okay.
I will drink a juice, a date or something like that. But you have to work with the circadian rhythm. You got to work with the sun. If you
Mm,
really want to be healthy, this is the way. We have to go back to the ways again of the ancestors, right? You got to work with the sun. It is imperative that we work with the sun. So if we eat at noon, and you want to
mhm.
put in everything that you need to put in. Have all of that stuff. But when it gets to a certain time, like 5, 6 o'clock, shut down the system. Have,
Okay.
have some tea. You can have as
Mm,
much as tea as you want to have, but shut the system down. This is what's going to make us radiate that
mm.
with from within. This is what's going to make us glow. So for instance, you're going to do lunch, use your lunch as your dinner.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
this is the way of the ancestors. Use your lunch as the dinner. Eat your heaviest meal, at high noon.
Mhm.
And so by the time you're ready to go to bed, you're light.
Mm.
You're light. You're not, the body doesn't have to work so hard to break down the food,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what we need to get back to. And these are ancient modalities I'm sharing with you. This is what the priest and the chantress, the priestess, this is what we do because we know that real food is going out into nature. And so we need to recognize and realize and get back to the ways of the divine ancestors. And I guarantee you, when you do this, you will start looking younger. Give yourself 2 weeks. Just give yourself 2 weeks. I've done this with all my celebrity clients, especially when they have red carpet. Do
Mm-hmm.
not go to Botox and all of these things. I tell them, please don't do this and come to
Yeah.
me. I will fire you. Don't come to me. Yeah, because I want you to radiate from within. I want when someone see you, they said, oh my, have you seen Nicole recently? She's doing this thing and she is. We have to go back to our ancestors and the way of the ancestors. They left it here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything is left here for us to study. You know, there's a scripture that says, study to approve yourself worthy, right? But in this case, it's not just studying, it's being it.
Mm-hmm.
Being it. And this is why people will never know my age. They will never ever guess my age. This
Yeah.
is what I've been doing. And this is what aid me along the journey.
Wow.
Mhm.
And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
You're not just talking, you're living it.
Yes,
You know?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay. This is great. So
Thank you.
eat your dinner at noon, maybe have some fruit around 4 or 5, and then cut it off
Yeah,
before the
yeah.
sun goes down.
Before the sun goes on. So you're working with, it's called Mahat. I actually did a post today about that. It's called balance. So when you're living in Mahat, our ancient ancestors, the Kemetic, so Kemet means Egypt. You know, that was the name of Egypt in the ancient time, one of the many names. Now, when you're working with nature, you realize, and you're walking and you're doing, you realize, wow, I'm not even as hungry as I thought I was. You know what, too? This is something, this is a trick as well. Most of the time, people think that they're hungry and they're not hungry. They're dehydrated, they're thirsty.
Hmm. I just need
They
to drink
need,
water.
yes. And not only the water, but eat your water, fruits.
Yes.
Eat your water. Get to
Mhm.
that point where you start. There's too much, and we have to get away from the um dehydrated foods.
Mhm.
We have to get away from the dehydrated foods. That is, you know, it's good to indulge once in a while, right? But eat your water, like your cucumbers, your bell peppers. For instance, a bell pepper, I have to have a bell pepper, whether it's in a juice or eating it every day, especially the red. That's Botox to the skin.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's packed with vitamin C.
Mm.
Guavas, packed with vitamin C. You want to eat your water. These
Is
are the beauty foods.
yes. Is tangerines considered Botox for the skin?
Absolutely. Any citrus,
Mhm.
oranges, grapefruits, but the boss is the grapefruit.
Mm.
The
Really?
grapefruit is amazing. If you have grapefruit for breakfast and you know in the and just pour a lit or make a juice, right? Or if you want to
Mhm.
eat it like with a little cayenne pepper, let me tell you, you're boosting your immunity, you're taking care of the skin, you're taking care of the hair, you are biohacking and reversing aging. And you're gonna feel awesome, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna feel rejuvenated, and then you go outside in the sun and you just watercress,
Mm.
dandelion, watercress, 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 watercress. I cannot, that's one of my favorite beauty greens. Cucumbers, but do not eat the skin of the cucumber because we cannot break down the skin. Peel the cucumber and eat the cucumber, right? But you can juice the skin of the cucumber
Mm.
because this
Oh man.
cucumber,
Now you're making me do extra work.
you know, in order for us to get what we desire, we need
Yeah,
to work for it.
that's
Because it's
true.
gonna pay off. It's gonna
Yeah.
pay off. You know, we don't want to take shortcuts when it comes down to our health, you know,
Mhm.
and when it comes down to beauty, you know, we don't want to depend on something coming out of a jar. The
Yeah.
you know, your kitchen is their science lab. Use it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, what does your salad have in it, and how much protein do you eat per day, or do you know?
Um, I don't know because I don't believe in that protein stuff. I know that it's important, but I don't believe, one of my divine teacher is Dr. Alice Latham. I knew him
Oh,
since I
I
was a
interviewed.
child.
Really? I interviewed him
Yes,
twice. I've interviewed him twice. He's dope. He's like the godfather of raw foods, right?
absolutely. I've known him since I was a baby
Really?
from my hometown in Port Antonio, Jamaica. I
That's
so again, I'm around certain people, so I
mm-hmm.
get certain information before anyone knew who he was trending on social media.
Right.
I'm
You
around
already
these
knew.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's important to know that your fruits and greens do have protein.
Mm-hmm.
Fruits and greens do have protein, but hemp seed is one of my favorite protein to go to. I
Oh, I had
love
that.
hemp seed.
I ate that. I had that in my smoothie this morning. Hemp seeds. Yeah.
Yes, I either make a dressing out of it or I put it in a smoothie. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my favorite protein, high protein to go to. Or flaxseed,
Mm-hmm.
it has protein as well.
Yeah.
Or tahini has a lot of protein as well.
Yeah. I use that. I
So
make a dressing out of that. That's my go-to dressing is from tahini.
yes. So
Mm-hmm.
I use all of these things. I make a tahini date dressing and I put some, onions and scallions and bell peppers and I just blend it all up and a little sea salt and let me tell you, I'm good.
Yes, that sounds yummy. Yum, yum,
Yes.
yum. So what is
But
your what? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you asked me about a salad. In
Yes.
my salad, must have is red onion, is a purple onion, red onion, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Is bell peppers is a must. Cucumber is a must.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what again? Watercress is
I'm
a
gonna have to try
must. Let me tell it. It is the most powerful greens you can have. Beauty. I call it my number one beauty greens. Dandelion for me is a must. Cilantro is a must.
that. Mm.
Yeah. So all of those things are a must for me. And I love arugula as well. And I love
Mm-hmm.
romaine lettuce.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are
Um,
my staple, to be honest, for a salad.
okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Sounds
sprouts.
okay.
So
Yeah.
clover, alfalfa, and broccoli sprouts. Those three are my favorite.
Nice. What's your hemp
Yes.
seed recipe? Because I do my go-to is tahini dressing. I have two. I have a savory one and a sweet one. But I
Mm-hmm.
just sometimes I want to make something different. What goes in your hemp seed and do you blend it up or how do you
Yes. Yes, I do. So I like my M seed with bell peppers. Sometimes I put a little cherry tomatoes, depending on the taste that I want, right? Like
Mhm.
if I'm feeling for some tomato, or sometimes I leave the tomato out, but it has a red onion, it has a dash of cayenne pepper or some habanero pepper. Um, it has cilantro in there as well, and
Mhm.
it has a date to sweeten it up a little bit, and some
Oh,
sea
okay.
salt. Yes, and it gives you this really nice cheesy taste.
Hmm.
Because I don't do like nutritional yeast or none of that stuff. Those are
Oh,
not.
you do.
I don't. Those are not good food. It's not. I want thing that's gonna alkalize my body, not give me acid.
Mm.
I want thing that's gonna benefit me, in the long run. I don't yeast. That name alone should tell you something.
Don't say that because I use
Yeah.
that in my dressing because it has B12 and oh
Well, you
man.
can get B12 elsewhere, but for me personally, I love the teaching of Dr. Sebi. Again, the ancestors. I love their teachings, and I really want to do things that's gonna benefit my melanin,
Hmm.
and me as a person, a melanated person, I cannot eat like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I have to realize that, it may be
Hmm.
good for some others, but it may not be good for me. So I have to be
Yeah.
very careful, you
Yeah.
know? Yes.
Great, great, great. I love it. So, well, I'm going to bring it to a close. This has been great. Like, you're inspiring me right now. Like, you're the way of life and you're eating and I just want to do some backflips and skip down the field of hay listening to you talk.
Ah, well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So tell everybody where the best place to find you, and like if they're interested in talking to you, like you do
Mhm.
coaching, right?
I
As a
do.
priest,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Where
Mhm.
where do you want them to look you up and find you? Should they just inbox you on Instagram? Like tell them
They can go to my website and can send you my website. You can put a
okay.
link there, which is Lenefer. So Nefer means beautiful, and it's an ancient name for beauty, in Kemet in Egypt. And so Lenefer meaning that, we're all about beauty. And you can go to my Instagram page, which I'm sure you have the link to that as well. The
Yes.
Sacred Beauty Priest. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And I'm always here to be of service. This is what I
Yes.
love to do, is to serve, is to remind you that I can't teach you anything. I'm reminding you how to live, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a teacher, I'm a priest, but I'm reminding you how to live and how to get back to your true self.
Mm,
Get back to your own intuition, get back into your godness or goddessness. That is
yes.
it. That is what
Yes.
we need to stop reading this book and following that one and that one and that one and that one. No, get back to your own intuition. Let the food talk to you before you eat the food. Talk to the food, pray over the food. Activate the food, activate your juices and your water. We call it Eka, speaking magic, speaking healing into the food so that food
Mm,
can go to, because food is not to make you full. Food is information to your DNA.
mm,
It is
amen.
to remind you to go back to the cells that needs healing and that needs to be nourished. Food is to nourish us, not to make us feeling full and, just
Mm-hmm. Sick
that
and
is, yeah, that is not
sluggish and
food. Yeah, that's not food. This conversation that we're having now is food.
mm-hmm.
This is food because you are reminding me what I need to do more, and I'm reminding you what you need to get back
Mm-hmm.
to.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's a that
Yeah.
and again, we want to change the concept of food. What are you watching? What are you listening to? Are you around gossip? Are you
Yeah.
microwaving your food?
What are you putting in
Yeah.
your mind? Yeah.
Those are, what are you looking at on YouTube? What are you watching on TV? Those are all foods. How you
Mm-hmm.
treat others is food. How you
Mm-hmm.
treat yourself is food. And so we want to get back to those ancestral ways of what food truly is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Wow. What a way
Yes.
to end the interview. Well said. Well said. It's not just the edible food, but it's also everything we put in our minds and our soul and
Yes.
our spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. All of it
Yes.
counts. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Baba. This has been great.
Yeah, and
Um,
before we go, I just want to thank you as well because I didn't get a chance to do that. I want to thank you for the work that you have been doing. We're watching, we're seeing you, and we're listening. It may not seems like it. Don't look at the numbers. Look at the life that you are touching.
yes. Thank you
Okay.
so
And I
much.
just wanted to, because sometimes we don't say what we are seeing, and we need to get back, especially us indigenous beings, melanated beings. We need to start supporting each other and telling each other how we truly feel deep down inside. And this has
Yeah.
nothing to do with any color or anything like that. It's just that we've been through so much. And we need to
Yeah.
really start uplifting each other. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Amen. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. That touches my heart.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep
Mm.
doing what you're doing, and being a blessing to everyone and helping other people. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for all that you do as well. I appreciate you coming on my platform today. Thank you everyone for watching today. I hope you were inspired because I know I was. Thank you guys for checking out. Make sure you follow Baba. It will be in the description along with his website and everything. So make sure you check him out. If you guys want coaching, send him an inbox on Instagram. And thank you guys for joining. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Much love. Take care.